If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you. 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
Happy Wednesday. Hello, friend.
Hello, friend. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm tired.
Why are you tired?
Because we took a long trip. But it was fun. Lots of fun, but I had a good day to relax today.
Yep, you did.
Yep. Snoring.
So yeah, we got home yesterday late afternoon, and we made it to Wisconsin, just into Minnesota. And then we drove from there. I drove pretty much the entire way after getting breakfast. Eric had me take over, and I did the whole rest of the trip then. So gave him a little break. So
yep.
Shut up, Scuba. Yes, I'm in a swinging chair. So anyway, just a different night tonight. If you know any people that want to share that we haven't seen in the past, tell them about the show. And we're always looking for stories on how they got into flying. So tonight we're also broadcasting on, I think we're broadcasting on Instagram. And I'll check that out, and also on Facebook. So hello to anybody that's watching us from either of those social media areas also. So this is just a friends night. Tried to pick a couple different ones and invited a couple more gals, but a couple of them were busy, and we're waiting on one more. So, but the two I've got, let's bring them in. And we've seen both of them in the past. Hello, ladies. We got Audra and Angie.
Hey
Good
there.
evening. I
Hello.
love how your hair matches your shirt, Jade.
My
That's
shirt?
awesome.
Why, thank you. So
Yeah, I think that's something different that she's done recently nobody's seen.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
I'm not sure if I like it or not. So just needed something different.
Yeah.
So, all right. So who wants to go first? What kinds of fun things or things do you guys want to talk about tonight? Audra, maybe we should make you go first because you're sitting on the side of a road trying to get home.
I'm in rural Kentucky. I'm waiting to go home from work. I've been at work since 7 o'clock. I left for work at 4:30 this morning.
Dang. Okay. Chop chop. Talk so you can go home. What's new in your life?
Fun things, work, and me and Carrie just went to California last week with the kids.
Really?
Yeah, we took my kids and went to California and went to Disneyland and went to the beach and did a lot of fun things. And
Nice.
that was a fun little trip. And then we came back and I had to come back to work, unfortunately. But now we've got a couple of fly-ins planned and we're ready to gear up and go do that. So now after this shift today, I'm on PTO. So I've got a week and a half
Yay.
off and I'm excited about that. So
And where are you going this week?
I'm going to Aurora this weekend in Pennsylvania, Jersey Shore. And I'm going to Dave Purton's fly-in in West Portsmouth next weekend.
That
Nice.
sounds like a great time for both of them.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that we're gonna miss you ladies this coming weekend. Just with getting back from that long trip that we just had where we decided to stay home from Pennsylvania. So
Yeah. Well, you all have a lot going on and you'll be there in spirit.
yeah, definitely.
I'll take a flight for you. How about that?
Hey, you do that.
Sounds good.
Post it live too. I want to see it.
I will. I'll give you a shout out. I'll take a flight.
Cool. All right. So what about work? Tell us again what you do for work. Some of us might not remember.
I am a flight nurse on the helicopter. So I've done that for about 12 years. I've been a paramedic for 25 and a half years. I started when I was 18 in EMS. Kind of gives away my age. I've been a nurse now for 17 years. I spent 15 years in the NICU, and then I also flew on the helicopter full time while I worked in the NICU. So it's been busy.
So my son's girlfriend might want to pick your brain because she just went to school for CNA,
Mhm.
but the she wants to get into dental, and I'm hoping maybe that she'll like the medical side of it. And because the hospital that she did the schooling at, they're if they pass their state boards or state tests, whatever they call it now, which she did, they they give you a job. She did interviews and she was able to pick 3 units that she wanted. She wanted like NICU, the birthing center, I think, ICU, which what I was in, and then the rehab, which I was in. I think in another one I might have been in.
Yeah.
That's how I met my son's girlfriend, visiting me all the time last year.
Yeah. NICU is very rewarding. I really like that. So
I think she's watching on Instagram too, if it's actually streaming. So
yeah, tell her to get a hold of me. It's very
yeah,
rewarding. It was
good.
a very good 15 years. I enjoyed taking care of the babies and you really get attached to the babies and you get attached to the families too. And
Oh, I bet.
I have a lot of lifelong babies from the NICU that will always still be my babies that I still talk to. So it's a very, very rewarding job.
So Scuba says that's a very big trike that you fly. Your chopper. No, actually her husband flies the big one. He flies it, right?
Which one?
The
Oh,
chopper, your husband.
yeah, he flies a EC-130. Yep.
And he's a medical.
He's a medical helicopter pilot. He
Yep.
works for my competing company. He doesn't work for my company.
Okay. Is that how you guys met?
We met through mutual friends, actually.
Okay. Cool. I'm just quickly trying to catch up here. Does anybody have any questions for Audra while she's on here?
But John Wayne said he had a nice flight from Savannah, Tennessee to Huntsville, Alabama in a med chopper a few weeks ago.
No.
Oh,
Oh
no.
boy.
Well, hopefully they were good to you.
Well, at least you
sure they
remember
were.
your flight, John Wayne. I don't even remember mine. My
Well, most
expensive,
of the time, that's a good thing if you don't remember it.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of the time, we make sure that you don't remember it.
Oh, wait a minute. We've got one more. We got to squeeze room for one more person in here. Oh, dang. She's a little late.
Oh, there she is.
Sorry. I was dealing with tenant issues.
You made it.
Yeah,
Hello.
I've just had tenant issues. It was eventful.
Oh, boy. Did you throw the TV at them that they threw at the window or the wall?
No, we just talked about, I don't know, eviction processes and things of that nature.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Well, we'll wait for your turn to hear those stories. Welcome, Carrie. Thanks for joining us. So, anything else? What was there can you elaborate on any of your calls today that you had without being too
Not
detailed?
really. It was a busy day. We
Yeah.
were out from the time I got to work until I got off work, pretty much.
So how many calls do you guys usually take in a day, and what's your range?
It really depends on. We have bases in most of the Midwest. Well, with my company, we have approximately 170 some bases across the United States right now. So we cover our farthest west base right now is in Big Spring, Texas. We cover from Big Spring, Texas, all the way up through the Midwest, all the way across the east, and down through Georgia. So it depends really. I'm the area flight nurse, so I cover different states wherever they need coverage. Someone's off on vacation or they're off on medical leave, I'll go and cover different areas to fill in those places. So it really depends on where you're at geographically, on how busy you are and what your range is. Because some of those places that they have the base at is more rural than other places. So your range might be farther, or it may be busier because there may be less availability of local EMS in those areas. So you may be really the only critical access that someone has to EMS care in that rural area. So they may utilize aeromedical more than they would ground EMS just because there's not any availability.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of affects how busy you are and how far you would go, depending
Yeah.
on where you're at.
So I'm curious. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but like here in Oklahoma, they have where you can sign up for a program where you pay annually. That way, in case you have to take a flight, is that something that you know a little bit more about?
Yes, my company actually provides a membership program. I do fly for Global Medical Response. Under Global Medical Response, they have several companies kind of under their corporate umbrella. I do fly for AirEvac Life Team, and we do have a membership program where you can pay annually, and it covers everyone in your household. That if you need to be flown as an emergent flight from a scene, like you have a car accident or you're injured at home, then we would be able to fly you as a member. And if you don't have insurance, or if you do have insurance, whatever your insurance does not pay, you would not be billed any more balance for that. Or if you don't have insurance, then you would not be billed a balance for that flight. Or if you are transported to a local hospital, a small hospital, and need to be transferred to a larger facility, like a specialty facility, like a major city
Trauma 1 level
or
or something.
a trauma facility, then that transfer flight would also be covered under that membership program. And another very, very important aspect covered under the membership program is if you are needing an organ transplant. If you are on an organ transplant list, then it's very important to have that membership, because if you're awaiting an organ, the availability and the window that you have when an organ becomes available is usually very small to get to whatever facility has your organ. So if they call you and say, hey, we have an organ, but that organ is at a facility that might be 5 or 6 hours away by car, then you can call and actually be transported by air under this membership program to reduce that transport time to get you to be able to receive your organ in a timely fashion. And that's also covered under that membership program.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that information. I know with school starting back and things like that for so many people, this is really good information to know, because a lot of people start new jobs and stuff this time of year as well, and they're filling out all their other insurance forms, so this is something
Right.
good to maybe add to that.
Right. And it is a very reasonable cost, and don't quote me on it. They did raise the prices slightly, but I think it's somewhere around $85 a year for the entire household now.
Wow.
So it's really not very much at all, considering, if you even have a basic lifelike cost,
10 grand.
you're looking at about $50,000 for a transport. And
Wow.
that's just a rough number. It's not, not an exact number.
Right.
But they're very costly for transport, just for operational costs, medical costs, and personnel costs and healthcare in general. Everything has went up.
Oh yeah.
And Eric Medical has as well. So the membership program actually is very beneficial, and it's very cheap to pay for that membership fee, only $85 that would cover that in case you need it. And that would getting a sudden $50,000 bill would be devastating to most any family.
Right.
And if you had that membership, it would cover that. So
Is that
Thank you for
kind of
that.
like
it's something to
Aflac?
consider. What is it?
Is that kind of like Aflac?
Maybe similar, maybe, but it's an independent like membership program through our company. It's not like a corporate thing like Aflac is. It's not a supplemental thing.
Okay.
But if
Of
anyone's
course.
interested in it, they can feel free to message me, or I
Yeah.
can send you a link or send you the information, and they can go straight online and read more about it, or
What
they
was
can
the
go on
name
there
of
and
it
sign up
again?
as well. It's under Global Medical Response, or they can go to airevaclifeteam.com, and
Okay.
there you can actually scroll down and look up membership, and they can read more about it there.
Okay. Yeah, of course. So Scuba says one Tylenol on a chopper flight, $3,000. Said
Oh, there she is.
$85,000 to fly a half hour.
You were frozen.
Did I
for
go
a sec.
away?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you froze for a little bit.
when I was on my flight, it was $85,000, and of course, I had the brand new chopper. So, Luis, was it a cool chopper?
It was a very cool chopper. But too, I think it depends on what they do for you while you're in that chopper. It's not just the flight.
It is. Yeah, it's based on level of care and procedures and medications, and
Yeah.
there's a base rate billed per mile. I mean, there's a whole structure of how the pay thing works.
Yeah.
So,
I just
but
remember the guy.
we're not privy to how they bill. We're just there to take care of people, and I have no idea what billing does.
Yep.
I
Right.
don't want to know what billing does.
Right.
I'm just there to take care of the people on the side of the road.
Well, thank you
I
though
just
for that.
remember the guy giving me holding my hand and saying, "We're going to take care of you." And I could see the silhouette of his earmuffs on his helmet. And that was the last I remembered.
Yeah.
So,
That's probably
well,
all you
thank you.
needed to remember.
Yeah. So, well, thanks. That was pretty cool hearing that.
Yep.
So how many days are you off now?
I am off until after Purdon, so I think I go back to work on the 5th of September, maybe.
Nice.
I think,
So-
or maybe the 6th. I travel to Arkansas, I think, on the 6th, so I think I'm off to the 6th.
So if you guys are going to be, anybody listening is going to be at Aurora or Purdon's, you look for, did I freeze?
No.
Okay, they froze.
Yes.
Look for the brightest pilots there. It's these two girls. They have funky outfits, jumpsuits that they wear. So, well,
Oh, lost
Lost
Carrie.
Carrie.
lost
Oh,
Carrie.
Carrie.
Audra's hanging on by a fingernail.
By one bar.
He's gonna, Audra, are you there? Bleh. I was gonna tell her if she's having issues, she can go. I want her to get home. So she's
Yeah.
been going since 4
Now she's frozen. It's just you
But
and me.
she's sitting on the side of the road.
Sitting on the side of the road in Kentucky, and
Yeah.
is there in Ohio or West Virginia?
I think she said
Hey,
Kentucky.
Carrie's back.
Yeah, I don't
Carrie's
know what.
back. So if Audrey
Carrie.
can hear us, she probably needs to just go ahead and go home.
Carrie, where does
Alright.
Audrey live? What state does she live in?
She lives in West Virginia.
West Virginia. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
so
lives like
Tennessee.
15 minutes from me. So
Yeah. So she's in Kentucky right now. Tell her,
Kentucky.
message her and tell her to go log off and go home.
she'll figure it out.
Yeah.
we're headed. We've got some fun plans here coming. So she just got to get through the next couple days.
Yeah. You weren't on when I said if anybody sees the two of you, look for the brightest pilots there because you two wear the brightest 80s
Yeah.
style jumpsuits.
We're pretty outrageous. There's
I
no
dig it.
denying it. We're pretty outrageous.
I think it's awesome.
I was
Hey!
pretty jealous. She's
Yeah,
back.
she's
She
back.
was
Well, she
back.
was.
She's playing
I'm
peekaboo.
trying to get it to work. Hang on.
Yeah,
You're
back.
she has some
I'm
new
having
fluorescent shoes that have
I'm
yet
having
to
to-
see the air. So they're going to be pretty
There we
pretty
go.
awesome.
I'm having
You wearing
technical
them?
difficulties. I'm back.
Oh, I thought you were going to show us your shoes.
No,
have 'em
she'll
with
have
me.
them in
I'm in the
Pennsylvania, I'm
car.
sure.
I don't
I
know,
have
but
on
I
work
dig her
boots right
necklace.
now. I don't have on fluorescent shoes.
I like your necklace.
Oh, wait. Audra, hold still.
Yeah, I've got one. I've got one too.
Everybody's digging your necklace. Pretty.
That's pretty.
Does it have turquoise in it?
Yes. Let's see if I
Very
can get
nice.
closer.
Yeah, very cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Where did you
Oh,
did
go
you
the other
have
way.
that? Did somebody have that made for you, or was that something that you just saw and you were like, I want that?
That was a gift from Carrie, so Carrie can tell you all about
Aww.
that.
Okay,
Nice.
so there's a guy, he's on eBay. His name is Grand Pazar, and it's all one word, GRANDPAZZAR, I think it is. And he had some wings, but they were just like one color, and they had Turkish letters on it that said something, I don't even know what. And so I messaged and I'm like, I like that necklace, but hey, could you do something without the letters on it? And he was like, well, let me see what I can come up with. So he sent it back, and he had written out the word gravity. And I was like, yeah, no, can we just chuck that? And can we add like another couple colors? And I don't know. So I made some changes, and now I've got him working on making a couple more changes so that they're going to get better. And then once I get them all how I want them, then I'm going to order a bunch, and then I'll just have them for sale to where anybody can get them at Fly-ins from me.
That's awesome.
But you can get them on eBay. They are $49.95, and you can get them in gold, rose gold, or silver. And there's like 7 or 8 different colors that we worked on, color combos of wings that I kind of like that he made for me. So all of those are now listed on eBay, so you can get them directly from him.
And what was his name again?
Grand Pazar, Pazzar, but it's all one word. I can send you the link if you'd like.
Pazzar?
I think so, yeah.
I think she's typing
Grand
it
or
into-
Grant?
Grand, Grand, like dog. He's a really nice fella.
If people want to check it out. Very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, you two are.
They have the chain attached to them, but I've got him working on, I'm going to put a slider on the back so you can change the chain to whatever you want. And that way, if you break your chain too, your charm isn't useless.
That's cool.
And I'm adding, they are free flyers at this point, and I'm having him change it into making it have a paramotor. So I've just been slowly like changing it up every time I order a couple to get it more what I want. So he's working on those changes now, and then when he's got them ready, he's supposed to message me, and I'm going to get one of each colorway and then just have them as gifts, and if somebody wants to buy one or whatever.
Awesome. Well, let us know for sure, because that's something
They
I'm
are pretty.
absolutely interested in, and
Yeah,
I might get the free flyer.
Yeah, it's really pretty. different, and there's not that many girly things, and most of the jewelry that I've seen are pretty rudimentary and just kind of chunky and more masculine looking. Even whenever it is in silver or something, it's still kind of more of a chunkier masculine charm that I've found anyways. So this was the most feminine option that I have found that was affordable. So
Speaking of free flyer, if that's how you worded it, Angie. Crazy
That was awesome.
lady.
You were like this. I was like, I need some popcorn.
So how many flights have you done, Audra?
Today we
Audra, how many
completed
flights
2
have you done?
Like total ever,
Yeah.
or like today?
No, jumps out of airplanes.
Oh, I've done 2 tandem jumps now, but
Very
I would like to do some more.
Yes.
That's
I
my
missed
stress
it.
relief. Like I get real stressed out, I need to go jump out of a plane.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
when I saw that was your stress relief, I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's
Carrie,
a
did
great
you go
stress
with her?
reliever.
Why not go
And one
jump
of
out
them?
of a plane? I'm stressed out.
no, I've been, but we haven't been together. That's something we need to do. We just need to go somewhere where there's enough where we could jump together. Otherwise, it's kind of not the same.
Take accelerated free fall together. We've
done this. We've done the always like small places, like West Virginia Skydivers is a small place. The other place you jump, Mountain City, is in Tennessee at Moonshiners, and it's also small. So they aren't big enough to have 2 tandems jump at the same time and have camera. So you kind of we haven't been able to jump together. So we'll have to go somewhere bigger to be able to do that.
So West Tennessee skydiving, and also Tullahoma in Tennessee. I haven't had the pleasure of jumping at West Tennessee, but I have jumped at Tullahoma. And at West Tennessee, they even have, like, once you get your A license, that's where I drove 11 hours each way for the jump that you can do there, which is an inverted biplane skydive. And it's so much fun.
She hung upside down. She crawled out of a plane and hung upside down and then said goodbye to the pilot.
So, and it's really cool about Mike. Today's actually his birthday. But Mike Mullins is the drop zone owner there at West Tennessee Skydiving. They do what's called halo jumps there now, where they've been as high as 48,000 feet. And they do tandems for that. Now, I'm not going to tell you the price because I want everyone to stay living right now. But yeah, it's very expensive, but they've broken several world records by doing that. So, and Mike Mullins he was a Navy pilot. He's been a pilot for a very, very long time. I think 5 of his kids are pilots as well, and I think 2 of them were Blue Angels. So it's definitely a family, family-filled fun for sure.
Cool. That's awesome.
But yeah, he's great.
I'm headed to get my kids, so if I lose you, I'll try to jump back in.
Okay.
Yeah, here the coolest thing we really have at our local skydive field as far as that is jumping out of a Stearman, which is kind of cool for a lot of people. So, and if someone's passing through and it's like one of their noteworthy jumps, their 100th, their 150th, 200th, something like that. He does it for free and you can jump out of it. So if you're ever passing through and you've got some number like that coming up, keep that in mind.
I will definitely file that away. I am hoping to return to the sport at some point. I haven't been able to jump solo since 2020.
I hope you
medically, I was grounded. Although my last doctor's appointment, I was telling her how much I was missing it, and she was like, "Go!" And I was like, "I got to get this broken back taken care of first." And so once I'm able to do that, though, and I have done 3 tandems since I haven't been able to jump solo because there's nothing like that. I mean, it's just the most freedom and it's so beautiful. And I wear an enclosed helmet, so I'm not like, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm not, my eyes don't water like mad, you know, but,
Right.
and yeah, it's definitely something, you know, it's that once you take flight, you know, you're always looking up at the sky, you know, type thing. And if you didn't have a passion for it before, you definitely will after.
It would honestly probably be my sport. That would be my number one activity if I didn't fly paramotor. Um, it's just I'm kind of spoiled with a paramotor that I don't have to depend on a jump plane and all of that stuff.
Right.
But and it's kind of more pricey, I think. Um, just at least around here, the cheapest it ever gets is 25 a jump.
Right.
And for me to do as many as I would want to do in a weekend, I'm quickly it's tacking up there, you know.
It's not an inexpensive sport to be a part of. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
actually gone up exponentially since, you know, jet fuel has increased as well.
Yes.
And all the parts, you know, and all those things and the maintenance of it all. You know, most places are like 28 or $30 a jump with your license, you know. And
Yep.
so it just kind of depends. Some of the smaller drop zones maybe haven't gone up as much, or they might have special days that you can go to get discounted jumps. But that's why I would always like measure whatever I was doing as far as like financially. I'm like, do you know how many jumps that is? You know, anytime
Exactly.
I have to pay on a certain thing, you know, because that was the sport that I was involved in. I haven't had the opportunity yet to go on a paramotor. At some point, perhaps. And Jade, as soon as Eric's able to fly, you know, something that's maybe dual prop, maybe I'll become a wing walker.
There you go.
Yeah, we actually my husband takes jumpers up in his paramotor.
Okay.
He also takes them up in a weight shift trike, and he's done it. He also does it in a powered parachute, and we just got a new plane, and he was working with one of his buddies last weekend on the process of jumping out of it. So it's in the works too. So pretty
Right
much
on.
everything that we own, somebody jumps out of it. And we have a skydive field that's like 15 minutes from us, and they're all the time going, "Come over and let us jump.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what are you flying today? Could you come over and let us jump?" You know, it's something different for them than, you know, the standard jump plane.
Right.
So it's kind of fun. And
Yeah.
and we kind of like
I
those
would
night
love to
jumps
take
too.
the jump course, but I can't afford too expensive sports, so I have to pick.
Same. That's where I'm
fair.
at. That's where I'm at. So if I didn't have paramotoring, I would bite the bullet and I would have to definitely be a skydiver.
Well, and that's what seems like how people kind of just, you know, migrate sometimes from one to the other. And it doesn't mean that they've stopped doing this, because so many, like paramotor has exploded in Oklahoma. I'm sure you guys have seen it throughout the U.S. You know, I don't know how many licensed pilots are there in paramotor now.
Jeez, I have no idea. And honestly, there isn't really a license.
Right.
You can choose to earn certifications, but they count for nothing as far as like nobody requires them. Nobody's looking at them. There used to be a couple fly-ins that required a certain level, but they don't require that anymore. So, and that was like Beach Blast, I think was the last one, and they haven't had that in quite a few years. So
So there's
most
not
people
really
don't
anybody
earn
doing
it
it. Yeah.
because it's you know why, unless you just want to do it for yourself. And for some people that's their thing, and if
Right.
that's your thing, that's your thing. But so it's kind of really impossible to really know an exact number.
Interesting. Because like in skydiving, you know, we have the United States Parachute Association, you know, that you keep your licensing on and everything like that. But it also tells you how many licensed jumpers there are, you know, in the United States. And so it's just kind of interesting to know the stats. But whereas paramotor, like you said, can be an individual, or even, you know, the kit planes or things like that people build on their own to be able to utilize, you know, it takes a little less. So
yeah, it's I would be interested to know what that number is, but I can tell you that in the amount of years that I've been around the sport, it's grown exponentially. I feel like we had a big influx, and I feel like it's kind of tapering off. It's kind of settling in a little bit.
Maybe since COVID, when everything was kind of shut down and places.
Actually, no, during COVID, we were slammed, and most everybody we talked to was slammed, because a lot of people, that was their time. They had money that they didn't normally have because of whatever they got, that they could, they felt like it was more expendable as far as any kind of government money they got or whatever. And a lot of people had some more time off, or some more, like, where they could work, and have some more flexibility in where they went and things. So I think that kind of actually helped for a minute. After the first couple months, it really kind of helped, and now I feel like it's kind of slacking off a little. It's kind of slowing down a bit, and I feel like there are as many people getting out of the sport as there are getting into it. I feel like it's kind of stabilizing right now. That's based upon our experience as having a school and the other people that I've talked to that have a school. Most everybody that I've talked to is kind of feel like the same thing, that they feel like it's kind of just
steady and stable right now.
Yeah, because some people get into it and they think it's the sport for them, and then they get in it and they realize they don't have the time to dedicate to it to get good, because you need to be able to do it consistently for a minute.
Right.
I don't know. Or sometimes they think it's got to be different than what it is. Sometimes people have a misconception of what the sport is. They think that they can fly it to work or some craziness. And we all know that doesn't really work that way. But
no. Well, it depends on where you work, right?
You do have.
It can. It can work, but not consistently.
Audra, what's up?
You do have the two only female paramotor pilots in the state of West Virginia on your show right now.
True story. Awesome. True story. I was on my own forever. I'm so glad I have another girl.
Right? We're the only two female paramotor pilots in the state of West Virginia.
We've been going to some smaller fly-ins lately, and it's been kind of crazy, because there's been times that, like, there's only one or two girls now, again, because we're going to some of the 40, 50 pilots, and there'll only be one or two girls.
That's what it's like at most drop zones too for skydivers. Is it's only 13% women, and so there's not a whole lot, and sometimes you're the only chick of the DZ. So
Now, when the Atom 80 motor came out in paramotoring, that was a game changer for a lot of girls, because it was light and it starts really easy, and it doesn't require a whole lot of maintenance. It's pretty tried and true. They've got it figured out really well.
Nice.
And when you do work on it, it's as easy to work on as a Briggs & Stratton lawnmower. So if somebody's handy enough to do that, they can make this thing run. And it's just, you don't have the when you go to have the pull start, you just don't have the resistance.
That's good.
Like you do on the other motors, and that helped a lot. It was definitely a game changer.
So do you all know of any designers that are female that are designing them to be more fluid like that for people that may be more small frame, or
I don't think so. Audra and I both have spoken with Veterazi, which is most if you go to fly-in, probably 75% of the people or more are flying a Veterazi motor nowadays. It's not the owner motor company, but it's probably the most popular. And they make several models of engines, and Atom 80 is one of their motors. They kind of have something for everybody, depending upon what you're wanting to do. They have pretty powerful stuff, and then they have the 80. Of course, as you to sacrifice, as you get more power, it's heavier, and the pull start is a lot harder to do, but they've taken quite a few of our suggestions and implemented those, and then paramotors are weird too, like where the motor and the frame are two different manufacturers. So that Vitarazi motor can go on a multitude of frames, and some of the frame manufacturers have made some changes that I feel like are girl friendly changes, and I mean even crazy stuff like Audra and I at Bad Apples this year, we talked to the manufacturers of the motor that we fly, which is PAP, and we both fly PAPs, and so they were there, and we were like, we need some girl stuff. I want neon pink lines. So
Right.
they listened to us, and they've added neon pink lines. Like,
Very
they're
cool.
they're pretty good if you kind of talk to them and say, I need you to make this specific change. If it's something that is doable without major R&D,
Right.
they're pretty quick, I
Flexible.
feel like, to listen to us in the sport, because girls are having more and more of a voice in the sport.
Excellent.
So it's been kind of nice.
Yeah. Very cool.
I may lose you here in just a second. I'm getting on the AA highway in eastern Kentucky.
Oh,
I'll
you'll
try to
definitely
catch you
lose us
when I get
there.
off the-
You'll definitely lose us. You lose your GPS for a minute on that thing. Good grief.
Right, that's true.
I mean, it's in
Satellite
the
doesn't
middle
even work here.
oh, it's in the middle of BFE. There is nothing to look at even.
The banjo's playing.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad.
Boy.
I
We
mean,
get a couple
seriously.
of those.
Like, if you got to pee, you better bring that pee funnel with you, because you might need it. It's bad.
They've got some
Like,
really
there's
cool.
sections where there is nothing.
Hey, they've got them made for women, and they are so awesome. I bet.
They are fantastic.
Right?
They are my
I got
BFF.
one in my bag.
There you go.
Yeah, they're
I got one in my
fantastic.
bag.
We fly out of like all kinds of random fields where there's no bathroom,
Right.
and a lot of times we're para-waiting for quite some time, and in the heat, and I take a diuretic, so I mean I got to pee constantly. And so that pee funnel is my best friend, because I can hide behind a box trailer door and let her go, because until then it was like I've locked myself in that box trailer, suffocating to death in the heat, thinking I'm gonna pass out and die from the heat, to pee in a Dixie cup, and I'm done with that program.
Oh gosh.
That's fair.
I'd probably have it on wrong and still wet myself.
It actually works pretty well,
Some of them
honestly.
are shaped a little bit differently. I think they even have them on like a TikTok shop. I swear I was scrolling through, and it just happened to come across as one of the sponsored ads or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't say anything about that. So now that I have talked about it and my phone's in here, I guarantee you it's going to come up again.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, I guarantee it. And I tell you, those little hiking pants that have the zipper,
Oh yeah.
where you can pee right with your pants on, that's also love it.
Secrets for gals out and
It's
about,
awesome.
whether you're flying on your own or in the boonies.
Hey, at least we're not the guys flying with a pee condom on, snaking the hose out their pant leg and peeing on the farmlands.
Oh
Because
my
that's
God.
true story happens.
That's true.
That's hilarious.
It is.
They really do that.
Who was
They
it though
do.
that somebody had that, and then it peed right down and went right into his boot or something? I
Oh
thought.
no.
Yeah. Welcome to our world. How many times have we
Right?
peed on our own foot? Okay.
Yeah. You can only hover also for so long.
Yeah, really. If you wait too long, like by the time you go, you're like, you have no control. It's just like, it's over. Terrible.
So Jay, it's always me who brings up all the random arrays things like that. Not necessarily something that somebody would think of to
No.
talk about. But that is something. Yellow brain ain't at a fly. It ain't bad. Just saying.
Right. Who would have thought that we would have been talking about that tonight?
But think about it, because you are
You got to
taking
talk
a
about
lot of,
something.
But when
Hey,
when
those
you
are great
are
things.
Yeah.
Those are
taking
great
off,
things for people that fly and do
yes,
outdoor sports like we do. Those things are great little tidbits to know, because I didn't know about the pea funnel till somebody told me about it, and I was like, how did I not know about this my whole life?
right.
Well, all of a sudden, there's going to be a surge in the purchase of pea funnels.
That's right. That's
I
right.
know, right?
Right?
So if anybody's looking, to sponsor, here's your crowd.
Totally.
Right?
Can you see that on your helmet? Sponsored
We are
by,
the innovators.
the pea funnel. That's great.
Right.
I
Sponsored
love
by Pea Funnel.
Right?
Oh.
I don't want one for Christmas. Well, maybe I do.
I do. My birthday is on Sunday, so anybody who
Ooh,
feels so inclined,
watch what you wish for.
Well, I'll be 49. I mean,
So now you're going to get a pea funnel in every color for your
hey,
birthday.
that would be amazing.
A rainbow of pea funnels.
There
Oh
we
my
go.
God.
New trend. Hashtag the pea funnel girls. There you go. But no, these are really interesting things that maybe not everybody thinks about or talks about. I mean, especially if you're gonna go on a longer flight, or things like that, or you might have got, I don't know how long on average. It's about like 30 minutes, right?
Oh no, girl, I fly for 2.5 hours straight.
See, so I mean that would come in very handy. I
Yeah,
don't know how
and sometimes I have to land and utilize my pea funnel and then take back off again.
There you go. You make sure like nobody's out in the field, and never just land in a place that only has what looks like one cow. It's not a cow.
True.
It's a bull. So don't land
Yes.
there.
Yes. And cows like to eat your chute. Did you know that?
I was not aware of that.
They do. They are very attracted. They will come over and start to munch.
So you
Ask me how I know.
Well, they
get it
probably
out
like
real
all the
quick.
colors that you have.
Yeah, that's it. That's my colorfulness. They're like flowers.
So one of the things that was really cool when I got to do a hot air balloon jump is when we looked down and you could see, there was a whole huge herd of deer, and that's not necessarily something that you would see under typical parachute, but in a paramotor, I'm sure you guys see all kinds of incredible nature, at large when you're up there. And so, what animal is the most interesting you guys have seen while you're up there, or anybody that's watching? Put it in the comments.
I'll say bald eagles,
Ooh.
but they're like Eric says, they're like rats around here.
Here too.
Amazing.
They like to fly with you sometimes too. They'll
Yeah.
like come up and fly like right along you, which is kind
Right
of
on
cool.
the side of the road, chewing on a deer. I don't know.
Because there's a
Just the
paraglider
worst.
that's over in one of the other countries who trains falcons, and they fly with him in his paraglider.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be skydiving over or paramotoring over a place that has, either sharks or alligators. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm like, no
Oh,
thanks.
Bill H said a bald eagle coming straight at him.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
They're big too.
Yeah.
I have flown over a place that I didn't know had a like a miniature zoo.
Like a big.
I looked down and I'm like, is that an elephant? And then I looked over and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like,
It's
I swear to God, it's
amazing.
the funniest looking horse I ever seen. I'll be damned, it's a zebra. And then I'm like, well, I need to get out of here because I don't want to spook these things. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I wasn't down like super low, but I mean, at first I was like, is that really an elephant? Like, what the hell? And I landed one time at an airport. It was a family owned airport. And I landed and I looked over and there was a camel sticking its head up out of the barn. Apparently they had kangaroos and camels.
Wow.
So that's about as outrageous as I've ever seen.
That's all right. Deweese thought she saw a giraffe in Montana.
I did.
Could have been.
You might have. I
It
mean, I'm
may
not
have
kidding.
been. It may have been a petting zoo or something. I don't know.
Right.
It could have been because that's what this was, and it was in the middle of nowhere. And so I go to get out of there, and then I ended up having an engine out like 10 minutes later.
Oh my
I had to
goodness.
land in a bean field at the edge of a bean field, and
Did
so I
you
was like,
get
well, I'm
dinner?
glad that thing didn't quit when I was over top of those critters, because I mean, I might have spooked one to death, because they'd be like, what in the world's coming in there? But it was in Indiana at Frogtown flying.
Oh,
I think that's Indiana. Yeah.
yeah, I think
Indiana or
so.
Illinois, one of the two. I can't remember.
No,
Frogtown.
I think it's in Indiana.
I think so.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't think they're having it this year. At least I haven't seen that they have.
Yeah. That's the one I was asking about a week or so ago. It had a frog on it. Nobody seemed to know.
Yeah, it was a good one. I mean, when I landed out, I was probably an hour from the airport
Oh
by
wow.
Oh,
car,
geez.
and I had to have somebody come pick me up.
Hmm.
It sucked.
So are you looking
But
forward to Aurora this weekend?
yeah, we're hitting Aurora, and then Darren
Sure.
actually took the week off between Aurora and Purdon, so we're just going straight from Aurora to Purdon's. So
Good.
So in an instance like that, I know there's a lot of skydivers who put Apple AirTags in their stuff or things like that, so they can find their canopies if they have a cutaway, and all of that. I'm curious if that might be something that would be beneficial to paramotorists, because then somebody could track them on the phone or things like that, or track their phone, or such. Like if they had an experience like yours, they would already know that you were down because you
yeah,
wouldn't be
you
moving.
can use like Life 360
Yep.
Yeah.
or something like that. Just about as easy. But I do have an air tag like in my box trailer that has all of my equipment. So if somebody steals
Smart.
it,
Yep.
I will find out where they are
And hunt
Yep.
them down.
and
I
choke them
do.
out.
I do remember a guy had a paramotor stolen, and he had an air tag on it, and he found it that way.
Yeah.
Yep. We had
Yeah, the
air
only thing
tags in
that
ours.
sucks is if you go to ping it, it notifies the people nearby that you're pinging it.
Oh.
That's the only thing that sucks about those air tags, from my understanding.
Really.
Yeah,
Well, I
so
wonder, there's with Tile, which is kind of somewhat similar. You put it on your keys and you download the app for your phone. Lifesaver, because I can't tell you how many times I can't find my phone or my keys, and I can ring one from the other. But they have one, it's about the size of a debit card, and it's a card, and you just stick it in your wallet. And so I wonder if something like that, because it wouldn't necessarily ring, but it would be there, and that way it would be signed.
that's pretty genius.
Hmm.
That's pretty genius, actually. And
So
what's that
something to
called
think
again?
about. It's Tile. No, I'm
Tile.
not a affiliate of theirs. I just use their products, and I'm grateful for them.
No, I mean, I'm all about that kind of thing, because, it's just, I mean, if somebody would ever steal our box trailer, I would be absolutely devastated, because I have a ton of wings in there and multiple paramotors and harnesses and this and that and the other. And by the time it's all said and done, I mean, it tacks up to quite a bit of money, because we have a school, so we have like different size
Right.
wings and stuff. So the whole ceiling of the box trailer is full. And at wings anymore are stupid money.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gotten crazy. I say that, but then if you ever watch a video of them making one, you wonder how they could sell it to you for what they do.
Right.
It's actually kind of crazy what all goes into it. But yeah, so that's definitely something I'm going to look into, because if somebody would steal it, that would be devastating.
But yeah, I would check on their site and see, like, because they have various products. They have like stickers that you can put on your remotes if you're always losing your remotes around the house, which happens at my house. They're very handy, because somebody doesn't put it back. But
Yes.
right, but they have all these various options and fun colors and stuff like that. And then you can replace. They used to have a battery replacement program, but now they don't have that. But they have different pricing, for monitoring and things like that. I think I pay $2.99 a month, $2.99 a month. So not
Well,
bad.
that's not bad for any peace of mind that it can give you.
Exactly.
So Scuba said on the, I'm assuming it's on the what's the round ones?
AirTag?
AirTag.
AirTag, that he ripped the speaker out on it.
Ah,
Yeah, he says
So
there's a YouTube video teaches you how to do it.
yeah.
Oh,
or put
Then
duct
it
tape
won't
over
ring.
the speaker.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, very cool. All kinds of nifty ideas for
Hmm.
various ways to make sure you have everything that you need.
Yeah, because thieves suck.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I can hear tons of sirens in the background going off.
I
Hopefully
will
it's
say,
not
Jade, this you're in the golden hour right now, and your skin looks very dewy. I like it.
dewy.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got the
thank you.
glow. You look mindful and demure. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that mindful and demure crap. It's so sickening. I get so
Okay, so
sick of
Oh yeah.
that.
it's really funny that I mean it's all over now. You know, they're even like saying it on talk shows, or you know, it's all over TV everywhere, and the memes are just oh my gosh. And some of the videos,
Are you sick of it yet?
no, it just started pretty much, you know, so it's hilarious,
Oh,
but
it just started and I'm sick of it already.
Yeah, no lie.
it's better than you know, like what my son's friends are into and his age, into Skibbity Toilet.
Oh my
If you guys
gosh.
don't know what that is, so there's
Oh, that's
you
insane.
you can go to YouTube and it's called Skibbity Toilet, and it's this animatronic, like cartoony toilet with a guy and his head is coming out of the toilet and he's singing this song. That's Skibbity Toilet. So apparently it's
God.
like when my daughter was that age, you know, it was all about the things called vines, you know, where they were like 5-second clips or whatever that were videos. And so it's really fun how we've all, now that the internet has, you know, progressed, how all that's worked out. But it's amazing how people can connect like this. And thanks so much again, Jade, and Lise, for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, of course.
And it was
We're
really
glad
nice
you
to meet you,
did.
Carrie.
Nice to meet you too. I thought skibbity toilet was just slang, like a slang phrase. I didn't know it actually had a video. So
Oh, yeah. It's a whole
I
thing.
learned something.
It's a song. And they've got like little shorts of the videos, and it like progresses that you can watch it, you know, doing the different things. And they're like, yeah, you just have to watch the whole thing now, because it won't take you more than like, I don't, not very long to watch all of them, because the videos are pretty short. But now that so many other people have designed their own videos of it, you know, it's taken off. It is ridiculous, I will tell you right now.
Oh, the slang is all over the place now with these kids, and I'm just like, sometimes they'll say something, I'll be like, what?
Yes.
What are you saying to me? What the sigma? Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've heard that one too.
what the heck does that even mean?
You know, it's like, well, it's like an
I need an
alpha.
interpreter. I mean, seriously.
It's like an alpha, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not with it. I'm just not
No.
with it. My grandkids were saying some stuff, and I was like, what? 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 You're 6 and you know stuff. I have no idea what the hell you're even saying.
Like, here, can you pull this up on my device? I don't know how to run this. And they're, you know, 6 years old and they know how to do all this
Oh,
stuff.
totally.
It's amazing, you know.
Absolutely. They definitely do. It's crazy.
Yep.
So
it's crazy.
what do y'all think that could be implemented around the areas that we all live to encourage people to get into paramotor, skydiving, all things, you know, flying, all things associated with aviation?
Well, we've been trying around our local airport, and it doesn't seem to be helping too much. People around here don't even know that there's an airport.
Same.
So that's why we've been having the fly-ins. And I mean, this year we had the airplanes more than we had crappy weather for our fly-in though, and rainy and windy, and but then we had a car show, so we're bringing the car people out there and they love it. they got room, and then we had just an airplane just to show off your airplanes. And then one of the guys that came up from down south of the state, he was giving airplane rides.
Fun.
So that was fun. So, yeah.
Well, and as their drones are at all different levels now too.
Oh, yeah.
And so if they want to learn how to fly drones and be a part of aviation, that could definitely like grow into, I want to fly the actual plane myself, be
Yep.
inside the plane, or I want to be able to use these things. And so I'm hoping that with that push, that maybe they'll be interested in looking a little bit more into various types of aviation.
Actually, what Eric did to me after I got out of the hospital is he got me a trainer RC plane, and
Yeah.
because he's always been big into RC planes, and it's like I didn't know anything about them when my son and I met him. He kind of latched onto Brady and did the drone and the RC planes. Brady went and bought his own plane, and Eric took the controls, and it flew right into his middle school like kamikaze. Brady just turned around and looked at him like, "You jerk!"
Well, that's the way to introduce the school kids, isn't it?
There went all my money.
Whatever it takes to get in there.
They have really awesome simulators that you can fly all the different kinds of RC planes
Yep.
that can let you just crash those things and it not cost you so much.
Yep.
To get you started. That can help quite a bit.
They need to have like a little one that's a paramotor.
They actually have a paramotor one. One
How
of the guys
cool is
had it.
that?
One of the guys had it. Where was it at? Mountain City or where? I don't remember.
They've had it at
Purdon's.
They've had it at Purdon's, and they've had it at Moonshiners as well. I know for sure. I don't know where
Purdon's
else.
is where I saw it.
Seems like they've had one at Bad Apples as well. I have a powered parachute one, but I'll be honest, my chute sucks on it. And so it takes like 3 people to launch the thing.
Oh, wow.
2 people to hold the chute to get it started, and then another person on the controllers. And the person on the controller needs to be really good at it. And that is not me.
I mean, that's damn near life size, I mean, like the way you're describing it.
It's ridiculous. It really sucks. I could get a better chute for it, but good grief, the chute for it's like $900 to get the chute I really need for it. And I just can't make myself do that.
No.
Right.
Something to look forward to in retirement, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have to jump off here.
We went over our hour already.
Does anybody have any questions for any of us before we leave you?
We need to do this again sometime. We went over our hour. I know I just locked up again. Before I forget, next week we will be on. And because we've been kind of doing every other week due to summer and everybody being busy, and me also enjoying the summer for a change. But next week we're going to have Carrie, say her name again, the bee girl.
Ananice Pantaleone.
Yeah. But Audra said her name easier.
Annie.
She calls her Annie.
Annie.
Yeah.
Annie's going to be back on. We had a wonderful show with her as she talked about being a beekeeper. Everybody was more interested in that.
She is a riot. She is the sweetest thing. She really is. And let me tell you what, don't let her downplay herself. She is a banging, awesome badass pilot. She's really good.
So everybody
She'll say,
loved her.
I'm okay. No, she's not. She is amazing.
So everybody loved her bee story a couple months ago. So I just saw that she is also a mushroom hunter.
A forager. Very cool.
Yeah, so I've been kind of interested in that because I know if I'd pick mushrooms, I'd pick the wrong ones, and probably
be dead.
Yeah.
they teach, there's different even at like your local farm and home type store.
Yep.
They have little linoleum, or not linoleum, but laminated fold outs. And they have them for one. There's one that I found that's for mushrooms, and it's how to forage mushrooms and what to look for and things like that. So it's pretty accessible stuff that you don't necessarily just have to pull up on your phone and be trying to, but there's also plant identifier apps as well.
Yep.
They don't always get it right 100%, but they are pretty interesting. And there's
Denise has been teaching me that.
birder apps if you enjoy listening to birds or identifying birds. Both my mom and my daughter have this app, and it records the sound of the bird and it tells you what kind it is, and you can click on it and it'll give you more information about that bird. So
It's pretty cool.
yeah.
That sounds interesting.
The one we have is iNaturalist. That
Okay.
we've
Yeah,
been
that's a good one.
trying to do. Yeah. Because I had a woodpecker sitting on my top of my
Aw.
chair today, but I was trying to take a picture of it in the house, and the screen was kind of distorting the picture.
Oh yeah, they do that. What
So,
about this big old blue full moon that we had the last couple of nights? It's been pretty amazing.
I tried taking picture of the full moon the other day, or the blue moon. Was it
Yeah.
the blue moon? But I couldn't get
Yeah,
it.
once it
We
gets
were
up,
in Burgess
once it
the other
gets up
night.
past a certain level of the horizon, with a cell phone, it's going to look like the sun.
Yeah,
It's just
it did.
too bright. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we need to do this again because I know we got more stories and stuff like that. So,
Gotta go eat.
Carrie, you
Like the
have
next girl.
Carrie, you have fun at the next two fly-ins, and please stay safe.
Absolutely.
The
Tell
wheels.
everybody we said hello.
Yep. If you need your pink wheels back, hopefully I hope you don't in the
I do not. And girl,
nearest future.
you just pass them on to the next person when you're done with them.
Oh no, I plan to give it back, but it's just
No.
with
Pass it on to the next person when you're done with it. Honestly, I'm good.
Oh,
Pay it forward.
Yeah, you'll find the right person.
wow. Well, it's gonna be here for a little while yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was going to talk to you about they have a scooter attachment that can clip on the front of that thing and can turn that into a power chair. Have you seen that?
Nice.
Eric found me a wheelchair.
Well, the benefit is that it's really, really light. It's like a little stick,
Yeah.
so that you can
Oh.
actually still use the regular chair. So you could, you could throw it out yourself even.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And then
Oh,
you
cool.
just, this little thing is like, it's a lightweight little stick and it just clips right onto it. It has like an attachment that like clicks to the little curved bar in the front, the pink part.
Yeah.
And then it twists like a regular scooter. It has a twist throttle.
Well, how about that? Now I'll have to look at
So I
that.
was going to talk to you about it and see if that's something you thought you could benefit from.
I'm thinking right now about, should I get one of those I walk legs and work on that? But my right leg isn't, I don't think it's fully healed with that bone grafting, because I'm still getting a lot of pain in the big major fracture.
Yeah.
Because my therapist at first, when I was going to therapy, when she had me walking, and I kept saying, my leg is still broke. My leg is still broke. No, we're just going to massage and pound it. Use that power massager. And she had me doing, and it was still broke.
Oh my.
You're like, told you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how I'm with my back right now. I'm like,
Yep.
I know what it felt like the first time I did it. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I understand
Dang.
what's happening in my meat suit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know your body and you know what you're ready for. And
Have you ever used one of those iWalks?
I have not. I didn't have enough of anything to use anything like that
Oh,
at any
yeah.
point. I Matter of fact, right after my leg quit working, I had to use one of those. If you watch the Olympics this year, they had a guy carrying a suit in this thing, and it's an exoskeletal type machine that it actually walks for you. Like, it's, you strap yourself in and your therapist presses a button and it like picks your leg up and throws it forward for you. You don't really have any say so about it. It kind of just does its thing.
Hmm.
And then as you get better, you can kind of override it a little. They can kind of like, then they can see how much you're doing and how much it's doing for you.
Yep.
Like I literally had nothing. It was like Linus's blanket from the hip down. I had nothing.
Wow.
So I did, by the time that I got to where I had enough to where I could have used something like that, I really was already bound and determined I was just gonna make it work again.
Well, don't forget the Paralympics is coming up August 28th.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of really incredible athletes that are going to be participating in the various things. They even have wheelchair fencing. That looks so cool. I want to.
They do so much. It's really pretty badass, actually, what some people are able to do. It's
Maybe I can be an Olympian now.
There you go.
Well, there's nothing to say you can't.
That's right.
I asked Karen up because her son is in the plays for the U.S. volleyball team with the men's didn't get picked to go, but the women's did for Paris. So he didn't get to go. But I asked, and I guess he was born without part of his arm or his hand or something. So, but that's pretty cool that we at least know the parents of one of the players.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is really.
I didn't know that. That's pretty
Louise,
neat.
are you gonna share that question, or you just gonna ignore him like I am?
What, that one right there?
Yeah.
Eric wants to know how long you can go after you eat a ham that the expiration date has expired.
I'll say the
Can
same thing I
anybody
say
answer
to my
that question?
son. You can Google it. That's what I tell my son all the time when he asks me various questions. I'm like, you know, I can't just retrieve that information for you right now, but Google sure can.
There you go, Eric. Google it.
So Eric's got an issue with expiration on anything.
I don't blame him.
Ketchup, mustard, an onion. So today he came in, and there was.
Sorry.
Oh wait, what did he say?
He probably was like,
Okay,
thanks, Ange.
Here's this thing. If the ham has been in the fridge for more than 5 days after it's been opened, or in a freezer for 6 months, throw it out.
See, we
But
all learned something today.
But it wasn't opened. The ham was not opened. And we did the smell test.
The ham
not
was
always
fine.
accurate.
The ham was fine.
Speaking of ham, I'm going to go have a turkey and cheese sandwich. So y'all have a great night. It was great visiting with you. Thanks again for having me. And I can't wait to follow y'all and see what happens in the future.
We'll do it again.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night, Angie.
Thanks, Angie.
Anyway. All right.
I made it back to
well, now that you're back,
civilization.
Audra, how far are you?
I'm about 35, 40 minutes from the house.
Oh, good. Good.
Not much
So
longer.
anything else? So anything else new with you ladies? No.
I'm pretty boring. I do the same thing over and over. We fly. That's all we do.
All right.
I work. I
Yeah, we've
survive day to
been.
day.
Yeah,
with work.
she works a lot too.
Yeah.
I try to squeeze
Audra, how
mine
many?
in as much as I can, but
And you got chickens.
and I have chickens. Did you see
She doesn't just have
the
chickens.
6 foot? Did you see the 6 foot skeleton chicken from my yard?
Yes. Yes. And it scared your husband the first night he came home.
It was hilarious.
Yes,
Let me tell
that
you
was
what,
the
Darren
most.
and I had so much fun getting that thing and going and just putting that in her yard just without any pretext. Just there it is. There's the chicken.
That was the
It was a
best
lot of
gift that
fun.
anybody has ever gotten me. Was this
It
chicken?
was a
And
lot
that
of
is not
fun.
going to be a Halloween chicken. That's going to be a seasonal chicken. It's going to be a multi-season chicken. It's going to be Christmas chicken, back to school chicken, Halloween chicken, Easter chicken,
I
Valentine's
needed
chicken.
that today. I needed that today because the neighbor's dog got loose today, and the first place they go to look is my chicken coop. And I needed that chicken skeleton standing there to scare him off.
Yeah, because it's pretty massive.
I'm
It's
at war
like
with a
6
fox.
foot tall. It's a massive chicken,
Yeah.
and then she's got like a bunch of little chicks too.
Skeleton chicks.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's hilarious.
Nice.
But she has
I
all
Does he
was
kinds
glow
of
in the
stuff.
dark
She has
too?
more than just chickens. She's got a full-on farm. She's got
I do.
turkeys and guineas and bunnies and a mini horse, and she got all kinds of stuff.
How are the guineas?
They're good. I love my guineas. They're loud and obnoxious, but I like that about them. So
Huh.
they're good watchdogs.
Are you
They
near
let you know when
neighbors?
anything comes around. I have
That's what I
woods
heard.
kind of around the back of my house, so like it doesn't really bother me. I don't think it bothers my neighbors. They've never complained. So, but they're not super close either.
See, I live on a little lake, and I think the noise would carry.
Probably would. They're pretty loud, but they're good watchdogs though. They'll let you know when anything comes around your house.
Okay. What about peacocks? What do you know about peacocks?
I have tried to raise peacocks before. I had peafowl that I raised from chicks, and I had tried multiple times, and I would get them to the juvenile stage, and they were healthy, and they all died. So I don't know what I did wrong. I did a lot of research with them, and I tried to make sure nutritionally I was meeting all their needs and had their enclosure the way it needed to be. But I'm not really sure what happened with the peafowl. So I kind of
Okay.
gave up on the peafowl for right now until I have a different farm. But I'm going to revisit that at a later time. I haven't given up my dream of having peafowl. So.
Okay.
But they are very loud too.
All right.
But
Well,
she has her mini horses also.
yeah, I've heard that too.
That thing right there, it lets you know when somebody comes up the driveway because it's nickering wanting somebody to come pet it.
That's true.
He's an alarm
he is a
system.
diva. He is a
But
diva.
he has a Don King haircut.
Eric wants
He's
painting
pretty
goats.
crazy.
Don King haircut.
It does.
His name is Snickers. I've had Snickers since he was 6 months old when he was barely weaned. And Snickers will be there always till he dies, till he's an old man. And
He
he's
is
my
a
baby,
sweet thing.
and he's very sweet. He's very spoiled.
Hmm.
He thinks everybody's coming to visit him.
He is broke to drive a cart, so I do have a little cart and a harness for him. So he is broke to drive. So he does have a job, but he is very lazy, and he'd be very offended if I hooked him to a cart and tried
fainting
to drive
goats.
Him right now. Right.
That's cute.
I don't no. I tried goats for a while. That's a hard no for me. No goats.
Yeah, I had goats as a kid. Goats
No
are hard
goats?
no for me too.
No goats. No goats. That's a hard no.
Why is that?
The goats
They eat
were
everything?
probably the most, but no, it wasn't that. They were probably the most obnoxious animal I've ever owned because they literally never shut up. They were really cute, and I had dwarf Nigerian goats that were registered. Very cute, very sweet. I had 2 little does, but they never shut up. You couldn't go outside because they were always making noise and being crazy, and then they constantly got out, and then I was always afraid the goats were going to get out of the road. So I ended up trading the goats for Snickers when he was a baby. Best trade I ever did was when I got my miniature horse, and I traded the 2 goats for the miniature horse. So and when I brought
cute.
Snickers home when he was 6 months old, he was really, really tiny. He was about the size of like a medium dog, like a border collie size. So I actually just brought him home in the car with me, and he rode home. It was a couple-hour drive, and I just brought him home in the car with me.
Can he still go in the car?
He's a little fat to get in the car now. I don't think that would probably be a great idea.
Probably
He'd probably have trouble getting in the car. He's so
Oh.
fat.
He's fat.
He is a chunker.
But I used to have big horses. I used to barrel race years ago, and I had quarter horses for a while.
Oh,
And then I got into standard breds, and I rode pacing horses that were off the track, but I rode them under saddle. So I've been around horses my entire life. I've always had horses until my life just got kind of hectic and got busy, and it was not sustainable for me to keep horses with my lifestyle and the kids
Right.
and work. It wasn't fair to the horse for
Right.
me to keep it, not be able to ride the horse and meet its needs the way it needed to be met. So at
Yeah.
that point, I kind of had to step back from horses and realign my priorities. And eventually, I would like to get a different farm
Night
that's a little
bunny.
bit bigger, right? And that's also an expensive hobby, and I've got an expensive hobby now. So I've got to kind of shuffle my life around a little bit. Eventually, hopefully, I can get another horse, but right now is not a good time. So
Yeah. All right. Well,
But
I think I'm gonna.
but paramotoring is the closest thing as far as passion and love that I've ever had to horses in my life. So it's a very close
Yeah.
second, and I love it just as much. So I'm happy where I'm at.
Paramom, she used to work in the rodeo circuit, and she says, "Cool barrel."
Racing.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna say goodnight because I'm outside and I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. So, thank you, ladies, for coming on. And Carrie, I swear I thought you said she was still working tonight, so that's why I didn't even send her
I
the.
sent it to her and told
Thank
her.
you.
So it was all
Yeah.
good.
When she got on, I wasn't
I
even
just
looking at the
worked at
screen,
12.
and
Yeah, I just worked at 12 today. I normally work 24s, but I just worked the front part today. So I got off at 7.
Yeah. So when I messaged her and I found that out, I was like, here's this. If you can get on, here it is. So I just sent it to her.
yeah, perfect.
Thank you so
you guys
much.
you guys have a great weekend and say hi to everybody. And
Definitely.
All right, I'll take a flight for you, Jade.
cool. Thank you. So have a good night and see you guys all next week to watch the Bee Girl and the mushroom learning experience. Have a good night.
Definitely.
We make new friends. We fly with new friends, flying up high in the sky with a pair